Friends, the transfer world has officially lost its mind because three massive sagas are exploding all at once. Julían Álvarez is dropping hints about PSG in a way that has Atletico fans sweating. Antoine Semenyo's release clause is about to spark an all-out Premier League war. And Serge Gnabry finds himself at a crossroads, torn between his loyalty to Bayern Munich and the opportunity for an adventurous move to Liverpool. These stories aren't rumors. They are full-blown dramas with agents talking, clubs circling, and decisions that could reshape the season. Guys, before we get into these three wild transfer sagas, let's smash that 300-like target. It helps the channel massively and lets me keep bringing you insane updates every day. Alright, let's dive straight into today's transfer chaos. Hey everyone, strap in because this one is cooking. Antoine Semenyo, Bournemouth's powerhouse forward, is suddenly the hottest name in the January rumor mill. And that £65 million release clause in his contract is the match that could light the fuse. Picture it. Semenyo, built like a freight train, dribbling through defenders and banging in goals for fun at Vitality Stadium. He signed a new 5-year deal with Bournemouth over the summer, but cleverly, they included a clause, £60 million up front, plus £5 million in add-ons, that becomes active early in January. But here's the kicker. It's not valid the whole month. Reports suggest there's a narrow window when any suitor who's serious can trigger it. Naturally, several big clubs are circling. Liverpool are one of the front-runners, and not just because they like his game. Apparently, they have a very good relationship with Bournemouth. Remember, they did deals for Milos Kerkez and Ben Doak recently, and that could give them the edge. Add to that the fact that the clause drops somewhat come summer to just above £50 million, and you can see why they might be pressing hard now. But Liverpool aren't alone. Manchester United have also been linked, with talk of serious discussions already happening. And don't sleep on Arsenal. According to some sources, Semenyo actually admits he's an Arsenal fan, and the Gunners are watching closely, possibly viewing him as a top pick if they want a forward who can do more than just score. So what does all of this mean? Bournemouth are in a tricky spot. They clearly want to keep their star, but if a club comes in with the clause, bam, they may not be able to hold him off. And for Semenyo, it's a beautiful dilemma. Stay where he's become a cult hero, or step up to a club with bigger lights and bigger ambitions. Will any club pull the trigger early in January? And if they don't, will they regret waiting, especially once that clause starts to tick down? If you were in Semenyo's shoes, would you pick a big money move now, or play it smart and wait until summer when the price might drop? Sound off in the comments below. I want to hear where you think he's headed. And hey, if you enjoyed me going all in on Semenyo's future and maybe stirred up some debate, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your input literally shapes what story I chase next. So who wins the race? Liverpool, United, Spurs? Or does Semenyo stay put for now? Let me know what you think. Your verdict might just be the one that matters. The Julían Álvarez to PSG story is heating up in a way that feels straight out of a football thriller. So here's the setup. Álvarez, the Argentine dynamo, currently prowling the Atletico Madrid front line, is being whispered about again. Not just by Atletico's faithful, but by Paris Saint-Germain. Yes, PSG. The club with the glitz, the glamour, and apparently, designs on bringing in Álvarez as a real cornerstone. Now, Álvarez didn't exactly shy away when the rumors surfaced. In a recent interview, he confirmed that there were discussions between his agent and PSG before he even signed for Atletico. He said it was true, they showed interest, but it didn't happen then. He's also been pretty honest about the long game. Do I plan to play at PSG in the coming years? He said, honestly, I don't know. For now, though, his focus stays firmly on Atletico. He says he'll take stock at the end of the season. That moment is what's got everyone leaning in. Imagine the scene. PSG's brass, probably Luis Enrique's inner circle, looking at Álvarez like he's the final piece of an ambitious offensive puzzle. A World Cup-winning, multi-trophy forward who can both finish and build. For PSG, bringing him in could be a statement, not just a flashy signing, but a signal that they're serious about reinventing their attack. There's also a subtle emotional undercurrent here. Álvarez seems driven by more than money. He wants to play somewhere he can shine, somewhere that matches his ambition, and maybe, just maybe, Paris represents both challenge and opportunity. But he's not rushing. He's waiting. watching, evaluating. Now on PSG's side, they might love to make a splash, but this won't be cheap or simple. If they're serious, they'll likely have to put together a strong offer that convinces both Atletico and Álvarez himself. Will Atletico be willing to let go? Will Álvarez choose the flashing lights of Paris over being a cornerstone at Madrid? Here's the kicker, and where things get really juicy. If Álvarez were to move, is PSG building a new era around him? Or is this just talk, a tease, a trial balloon? The next few months could decide everything. For the man, for his future, for a club that dreams big in the City of Light. So what do you think? Is Álvarez's heart destined for Paris? Or will he stay loyal to Atletico and their fight? Drop your take in the comments. And hey, if you're loving this transfer drama as much as I am, hit the like button so we can ride the next wave together. The Serge Gnabry situation at Bayern Munich may be evolving into a thrilling Premier League storyline, with Liverpool entering the scene in a way that is both exciting and tense. Here's what's going on. Gnabry, the electric winger who's been tearing it up in Munich for years, is coming into the final stretch of his contract. He's got just months left on his deal, meaning from January he'll be legally able to open talks with foreign clubs. And sure enough, the whispers are now very loud. Liverpool reportedly have him on their radar. Now it's not as simple as he's walking away for free. Bayern, for their part, are talking to Gnabry about a new deal, but it won't be anything like his current terms. His advisor recently confirmed that yes, there's mutual respect, there's warmth, but the days of his huge Bayern salary might be numbered. In fact, reports suggest that an extension would only work if Gnabry agrees to a significant pay cut. On Gnabry's side, he's not pretending there aren't questions about his future. He said he feels very comfortable in Munich, but he also admitted that, at 30, he's thinking about the long game, about whether he wants a fresh challenge before his career winds down. There's real emotion there, love for Bayern, sure, but also a nagging feeling that he might need to test himself elsewhere. Enter Liverpool. According to credible outlets, they're not just casually glancing. They're seriously monitoring Gnabry as a potential free agent. And that very big 17 to 19 million euro plus salary he's on in Munich, that's reportedly a real obstacle. But here's the twist. As a free transfer, Gnabry could actually negotiate even higher pay from a new club, since there'd be no transfer fee. So picture this, Liverpool's recruitment team plotting quietly, thinking, what if we bet on Gnabry's experience and versatility? A winger who's done it all in Germany, but could bring something special to the Reds' attack. For Gnabry, the temptation of a new challenge is real. A career-defining move that maybe, just maybe, gives him one last big ride. On the flip side, Bayern don't want to lose him for nothing. And yet, they might not be willing to match his current pay. That's the tension. It's a standoff fueled by respect, money, and timing. Here's where the drama really kicks in. Does Gnabry stay in the comfort zone of Bayern or leap into the unknown at Liverpool? Will he accept a pay cut to stay where he's loved or hold out for a fresh start? And maybe another big paycheck? On Merseyside? If you were Gnabry's agent, what would your advice be? Stay loyal or chase one last adventure? Drop your thoughts in the comments.